I'm going to be talking about Norwood works and how color and branding can kickstart hopefully a transformation of an industrial area. You can go to the next one. So the area we're looking at is this is where Helena's office is going to be. This is the high street where you've got the church here and Knight's Hill on that side. So we're looking at the area in between the two wings of the high street, if you want. And the official area, which is a designated industrial area by Lambeth Council, is yeah, kind of linking the high street. It is the industrial park in inner city is a sort of endangered species, and yet West Norwood has got a long history of innovation and industry. The tannoy factory was based there, and John Nettlefold wood screw merchants in the 19th century, and so on. So the industry is protected there and promoted by station to station in collaboration with Lambeth Council. If you look at the area now, it's a very diverse, in many aspects. It's got diverse businesses, but also a very diverse kind of, not necessarily in a good sense, spaces that some of them feel a bit neglected. There's some fly tipping, cars are being dumped. There's reports of a little bit of antisocial behavior, not in a huge crime kind of way, but still it's a space where people don't necessarily feel safe. You can also look at the, if you look at the plan, you see there's a huge diversity in scales. There's the huge bus garage right down to a very small businesses. So we were appointed by Station to Station in collaboration with Strudel Design Agency to come up with a branding scheme that can be rolled out throughout the area. An umbrella brand that can work for different businesses. Obviously, each business has got their own brand, which we don't want to kind of suffocate, but to kind of give them a platform to work generically together. The main mission is a place to work. It's a good place to work, a place to be proud of, a space to be safe in. So a visual toolkit has been developed with colors, a color scheme, with sort of visual aids and kind of tools. Yeah, somehow representing the blue. The Mylands paint factory is, this is where we're sitting here consulting in a number of workshops to yeah, come up jointly with the business owners in this scheme. So different ways of applying branding in the space is, if you can look at the heart, Knight's Hill Square seems to be kind of a natural heart of this of the space. You've got the main axis of traffic around it, sort of bordering the area. You can look at trying to define roll out a kind of a branding throughout. Lots of little interventions, small impact, but in a large scale. Or you can look at the node points, the entrance points. Each one of these interventions might have different price tags, and we've obviously got a limited business budget for this. So the sort of preferred scheme, in a way, that came out of these workshops was one that has a high impact locally, but also serves to mark the entrance points. So we're working with very large canvases in the kind of the center of the industrial area. These are large canvases that are visible from the sides. So as you look into the area, you see these kind of canvases, and they make you stop and think and connect to the space and kind of divert your attention away from all the cars and so on. There are little moments of fun as well, where it says trade, for instance, little word games, all working with this kind of visual toolkit that was established as part of the branding exercise. There is also the idea to, we can't just do large murals everywhere, but to also use the toolkits in a slightly more reduced way to create some brand satellites, if you want, throughout the wider area of the industrial park. So using elements of this kind of toolkit to kind of dot and dab around. I think Mark is going to show us some ideas for this particular site. It's meant to be a temporary intervention in a way, just to kickstart more creative growth and possibly also encourage local businesses to take on some of those ideas themselves. Here's an example of the Mylands factory, who currently have a very grey building, and just by using a slab of color, but also a reference to the kind of graphic toolkit to enhance the public space at the same time. So thank you very much for that.